Believe it or not, I was actually going to talk about something more interesting tonight, but a lot of you guys were DMing me on Twitter, and you were asking me to talk about the Sam Seder and Steven Crowder drama. So, for those of you who are unaware of what happened, H3h3, or, well, better known as Ethan Klein, was asking Steven Crowder for a debate. And eventually Crowder goes like, okay, fine. And they agreed to the debate. They set up a couple of topics, I believe. And when the debate finally happens, Ethan Klein decides to put in Sam Seder in the debate. To debate in his place, I guess. It's like, I nominate thee as champion. And at that point, Steven Crowder decides to leave the conversation. So let's watch, and then we can comment.
That I'm wrong on that.
Steven, do you know that the Spartans are like practice man love with children?
Oh, geez. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. What did I tell you? He was going to do anything he could to avoid. Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Seder. What a fucking nightmare.
You,
I had no idea this was going to happen. I thought Ethan was a stand-up guy. This is where we are. Yeah, I told Dave, remember I told you? I said, I guarantee you he's going to do anything he can to avoid the debate.
Well, I just think he believes that he should debate you.
No, he doesn't. He just takes advantage of women with, mental health issues.
Steven,
Ethan Klein doesn't stand up and do his own
I
fighting.
gotta say,
It's just hilarious. Let's bring on FM.
That you would do anything to avoid talking to me. I think the point that you made
Yes,
at
it's
the beginning of
Joe
this
Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan and Dave Rubin and Jordan Peterson and Noam Chomsky and Sam Harris. Everyone's been avoiding.
And not just attempting
Sam
to get
Seder.
your audience by jumping in.
Well, I debated with Charlie Kirk. Steven, I mean, it's about issues. Let's talk about those issues.
That's what you're doing here.
Valid points.
You're
that
so
I think we
clever.
should
I had no
discuss.
idea that you were taking your show off early last time, coming in today with your pig pen peanuts
I
eyes.
wish every...
You take those off with the velveteen
really are.
buttons.
We must have been
Black
very worried
eyes,
about
aren't
this,
they? Like
Stephen. I don't know why.
No
it would
one's
be
worried
Oh, come
about
on,
it.
so
Sam. I
concerned.
didn't want to
Well,
do it.
let's have the
Sam,
debate.
come
If no
on.
one's
I'll tell you
worried,
what. I
let's
have a
do
general. I have a general.
This is a
rule.
great opportunity.
I don't start a
to-
debate based with people on a lie. And how
Or
about you get
sabotaging.
How about you get
Steven,
to a
show
30th
yourself,
of the
you
audience
coward.
share?
Steven, show yourself.
30th
Don't show
of the
your
audience.
co-host.
Ethan, you should
Steven,
show yourself.
excuse-
Ethan, how can you respect yourself as a man, brother?
Steven,
strongly
you are
that you're
such
not
a
willing
coward.
to
Stop
debate.
showing your little
I
leprechaun
thought you would
co-host who
welcome-
comes out dressed
Hey,
like
Ethan,
your
Ethan, come on,
sidekick.
Ethan, why do you have to bring
I
on
thought
a guy
Show
who
you
has
Steven.
welcomed
a
this, Stephen.
30th
I'm
of the
really
viewership
Why
of
is
your
he-
show?
Saddest thing I've ever heard. So you have a
Just
guy
show
with
Steven.
less viewers to come on to debate him because you can't?
Well, obviously,
don't
if
you
I'm
get some-
Apparently he had to think about it,
if I'm a layup
Yeah,
and
you
not a
did think
debater.
about it.
Well, look,
Yeah,
you're the
I
one
mean,
who
You're
called. You're the one who got
started the
personal.
debate.
Started
You're the one that got angry about
Show
it.
Steven. Don't
Oh god, I missed that. Seriously, like it's so weird that I'm looking at this and I consider this to be drama, because this is like nothing compared to what YouTube used to be. It's the reason that I love the website. You get like various creators going after each other, like throwing banter, and you have their community starting a flame war. I really miss that. And, like now, I guess I need to settle for that, because that's the only thing that's interesting on this platform. Let me just put the picture a little bit more into frame, because I paid good money for it, so you guys need to see it now, whether you like it or not. Right, so it's really interesting. Well, what do I think about it? I guess Steven Crowder should have just sat there and be 1 versus 2 by leftists, because I'm pretty sure like Ethan Klein would have been quiet throughout the whole thing. But just to say that I'm not playing favorites, I really don't care about it. I don't think like you can have debates on YouTube anyway. Like the thing that you can talk with a friend in a pub is not the same thing that you can talk with someone on YouTube, because there's terms of service now. Like, did you notice how left-leaning people refuse to have any conversation 4 years ago? Like, I struggled so hard to get any left-leaning person on my channel 4 years ago. Now, all the leftists want to debate. Every single one of them. Every single one all of a sudden want to debate. Why do they want to debate? Because the terms of service are on their side. That's why they want to debate. Right? I mean, you can have like some of the most radical, fringe, left-leaning lunatic say the most radical positions. So I'm not talking like left-leaning people. No, I'm talking like full-blown communists, that will say that every single police officer, all of them are bastards. He wants to defund the police, doesn't really care what will happen to the crime rates. You know, he might suggest that maybe we're going to hire some psychiatrist, okay, some civil servants, some sociologists to replace the police officers. He can say all of that nonsense, but if you make like some playground banter like Steven Crowder did when he called someone lispy, you know the thing. He immediately gets demonetized, right? So what ends up happening is I can get like these very interesting debates. And this is like the last debate that I saw, which happened between Vosh, I believe, and Count Dankula, where Vosh was suggesting that Count Dankula is, I forgot if it was like white supremacist or far right or fascist. I think it might have been white supremacist, right? So the whole interesting thing is that everyone in the chat, even like the left-leaning people and Vosh's subscribers, knew that the accusation is false. Because like what Vosh was doing was he was trying to pin him on, well, you're friends with such and you joked about such and such, and therefore, right? So if the accusation stuck, and if like, let's say Count Dankula would have been, all right, Vosh, you caught me, I am what you say I am, he would have been violating YouTube's TOS. So all of a sudden the debate gets to be transformed into an inquisitorial system between like the left-leaning person who can say whatever they want and like the TOS isn't going to apply to them, right? Because they can just be batshit crazy with their opinions, versus like some guy that now has to defend themselves like, no, hold on, I'm not a white supremacist. Here's why. Here's 10 reasons why. And this is why all the leftists want to debate now. You know, and even then it's like, YouTube was never a place to debate, right? Because the algorithm itself is not going to put that video up for the average person to see. Like, most of the videos now, if you look on YouTube, they're major corporations that get pushed in the algorithm. But if you have, like, independent content creators, like, unless you're subscribed to that person, unless you know about that person, chances are you're not going to see the video. So the people that get to see Crowder and H3h3 talking to each other are their fans. In other words, like, Crowder's fans, they're going to side with Crowder no matter what. H3h3 fans are going to side with H3h3 no matter what, right? So, for example, in this situation, Crowder fans would point out to the fact that H3h3 promised no shenanigans, promised that it's going to be a one-on-one debate, no one else, right? He said that. H3h3 fans is going to say, oh, what a nice way you have played Crowder. What a smart way you have trolled him, because he has been avoiding the debate with Sam Seder for ages, and now you finally get to see that happening, and he ran away. Yeah, so the fans are literally going to say that the other side was wrong, and their side has won. And you get to see this all the time with YouTube debates. About political things, at least. I personally felt like the most interesting left-leaning and right-leaning debate was the vice presidential debate that happened in the United States. I thought that was just absolutely excellent. The one with Kamala Harris and Mike Pence. Like, I love that, okay? Because it shows you can have actual good debates. But there were no terms of service there. There was, like no off-topic, that no subject that you couldn't talk about. There weren't any repercussions that you would say something crazy, except for people not voting for you and not supporting you if you said something dumb. I didn't really like the Biden and Trump debates because there were a lot of insults being hurled there, and I just really enjoyed hearing people talk about policy and whatnot. So yeah, I think debates are useful, but I don't think they can happen on YouTube. I genuinely don't. I think YouTube is a really good place for trash talking. It's a really great place for drama. It's a really great place where you can have a losey. But I don't think it's a really great place for debates. The perfect debate, though, okay, so I will give you this, like the really good debates were the response videos, where a person gets to put out a statement and the other person looks at the statement, gets to fact check it, like they have all the time in the world to do the research, to see what the person said in the video, and then come up with a rebuttal. So I think like response videos were definitely great. Versus like someone that's very charismatic and someone that knows how to move on a conversation or lie with a straight face. Perfect example would be, again, I will bring Vosh because I know like a lot of left-leaning people watch him. And it's also something that remained etched in my brain because I just couldn't believe how he was saying that with a straight face. And there's several examples with Vosh. Like he went on Tim Pool, and there was like that art piece in a museum where it talks about white supremacy, and it was incredibly ridiculous. And Vosh said, oh, well, it's just probably like some random intern that put it there. You know, it's not something that's taken seriously. It's not necessarily something that's admitted in the academia. And when you look at it, it was made by Judith Katz, which is actually a very renowned person. She's very influential in the academia. Like, her works have allowed other academics to quote from. So no, like, he was flat out wrong, but he said it with such a straight face, and he was so sure of himself that people believed him. Like, even Tim Pool didn't contradict him. Another example would be also with Vosh and Sargon. Like, Sargon was talking about the appeal to authority fallacy, and Vosh said, well, it's not a fallacy if the person is actually an authority. So, in other words, if you say, this thing is true about biology because Lysenko said it, and Lysenko is an authority on biology, it's a logical fallacy, right? The simple fact that you just believe something because a person has said it. The person may be an authority on the issue, but the person is a human being. He can lie. Or the person might still just not be informed. Even though he's an authority on that, doesn't mean he knows everything about the field. Like, even cardiologists have the chance of not knowing everything that is about the human heart. Right? Just because he's a doctor in cardiology doesn't mean he still remembers how the nexus cells work and stuff like he learned in med school, but he never applied it in his career. So like, Vosh saying that, oh, well, like, that's not a fallacy, and he just called Sargon stupid, and he did it with a straight face. You know, like, it goes to show how easy it is for a person that's very charismatic and knows what they're doing to, quote-unquote, win a debate. You can't really do that in a video response. You can't really do that in a place where, like, people can just frame stop, do the research, see if you're wrong or not, and then offer a contradiction. But video responses are also something you can't do anymore because harassment, right? So if you make a lot of video responses towards a creator, it can fall under harassment. Now, I don't know if it does or doesn't, but, like, the terms of service are very vague when it comes to what harassment is, so I try to do my best in order to limit any video responses. Like, I don't respond to the Young Turks anymore, I don't respond to other YouTubers anymore, and it's because of this, right? But all in all, you know, good drama. I loved it. You know, I wish there was more of it. Unfortunately, that's it. So I don't think we're going to hear more about it. It would have been funny if Steven Crowder would have actually debated, not gonna lie. You know, like, hey, more entertainment. Although, like, Steven Crowder has everything to lose. He already has, like, what, 3 strikes on his channel, another one and he's out. So, yeah, I kind of get, like, why he wouldn't want to debate with the Inquisition, which are going to be like, oh, you did that thing, and you did that thing, and you did that thing, and it's against the TOS, so watch out, ooh. You know, like, I kind of get that in a way. But hey, you know, let me know what you think. I'm willing to change my mind. I don't have a coffee mug, but you're free to change my mind. And I'll hear it from you guys in the comment section. Take care.